Hello everyone, my turn. I'm really bored as well, Dan. I feel like we could, if there was some kind of magic AI tool where I could just basically play the same video but flip our mouths over and have your voice coming out of mine, we could just do the same video twice. Because there are so many fucking similarities with our two clubs at the moment. But I want to focus mostly on Potter, and part of me actually wants to... I don't know. As I say, I'm feeling nothing but apathy at this moment because I just almost don't care anymore. But I want to talk about Potter. I want to talk about his lineups, his tactical choices. We are a Premier League team, although it looks can be deceiving. We are a Premier League team, and he's and he's playing without a fucking strike. We had three strikers on the bench, Dan.
I was going to bring this up and say playing without a striker.
I mean, I was led to believe that Füllkrug was injured because he got injured on international duty, and I was led to believe that he wasn't available for the Spurs game. So I wasn't expecting him to be in the lineup, but I wanted Wilson to start because he did play very well against Forest.
Maybe Potter just assumed he was injured as well.
Maybe he did, but I wanted Wilson to start. You know, I know I've said my piece on Wilson as a signing. I didn't feel like it was a particularly good one.
Yeah.
But credit where credit's due, he was very good when he came off the bench against Forest. So surely he can do an hour from the start. He may not be 100% match fit yet. I don't know. But he decided to play fucking Jedward in centre midfield, Souček and James Ward-Prowse. Don't. Come on, Dan. I was nice to you, all right? Yeah. Don't be a cunt to me, all right? And we just had no legs in that midfield, and we you know, when you're looking at our lineup, our centre midfield lineup of Souček and Ward-Prowse, and you look at theirs with Paulinho in there, he must have looked at that thinking, and Bergvall, by the way, was very, very good. You know, all credit to him. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. There was just no comparison between those two midfielders, and Souček, I've long said, is a destroyer in both boxes. But as a player, he's useless. He's really poor, and his sending off epitomises exactly what the West Ham fans think of him.
Lunge,
it wasn't just that; it was a shit first touch because he's a shit footballer, and because he's got no pace, he can't recover. Yeah. A player who's quicker can probably get there without the need to lunge. I mean, no qualms about the red card. It's a shocking challenge, and the only good thing from our point of view is it means he's not in the team for 3 games. But all it means is he's going to fucking bring in Guido Rodriguez instead and play him instead of Magassa that we signed. So, yeah, the whole striker thing. I mean, there was rumours about Potter in the transfer window that he didn't want to sign a striker, that he didn't think we needed one. And I feel like that lineup proves that story to be true. When you've got 3 strikers on the bench and you don't start one of them, what on earth does it say to Füllkrug, Wilson and our young striker Callum Marshall if you decide to play Paquetá up there as a false 9, after Paquetá's just had his best game for us against Forest, and he puts him up front and completely nullifies him. And this is where we've got such a big problem with Potter as a fan base, because you've got Diouf, who put that ball in for Wilson last week. He actually put a couple of good balls in the first half, but there's no one in there to throw the ball in to.
He's been your probably sort of outstanding player so far.
You know, he's whipping balls in the box like we know he can do. And there's no Füllkrug, there's no Wilson to get on the end of it. Only Bowen and Paquetá, both of which are not strikers. So it's really disheartening. The only good thing to come out of that game yesterday was that Kudus didn't score. That is literally as good as the story get. And to make matters worse, did you hear about what happened in the car park nearby? So you know, obviously the stadium is near the Westfield shopping centre. That's where the train station is as well. There was a fire in Car Park C, which is, I think, one of the top levels. And there was an announcement they made at the game and obviously around the stadium that because of the fire, anybody that parked in Car Park C at the Westfield Centre couldn't get back to their car until the following day. So those poor West Ham fans... The following day, yeah. They weren't allowed to go back that day. Anybody else on other levels apparently were okay, so the fire couldn't have been that fucking bad if they were still letting them in the underground levels. But yeah, anyone in Car Park C... couldn't get their car until the following day. So any fans that are parked in there, or they just sit around and sit on the streets, find a hotel, like ridiculous situation. But it just sort of reinforced what an awful day these West Ham fans have had.
I know we're doing the West Ham now. I completely forgot to mention during the United video. Did you see the barman for the City?
Wearing a United shirt.
He was wearing a United shirt.
Fuck's sake.
All the fans kicked off.
Oh God. But yeah, right. You know, obviously Potter is supposedly a dead man walking. So there's those of you who've probably seen the West Ham FAB, the Fan Advisory Board, put in the vote of no confidence letter to the board. Apparently, they've also had a meeting last week with Karen Brady and one or two other execs behind the scenes. The minutes haven't been released yet, but one or two people who went to it came out and said that Karen Brady and the executives got absolutely fucking tore into, and they ran rings around them. There is also rumours that Brady is going to resign as almost like a peace offering to the West Ham fans. It saves her from being sacked. She's never going to get sacked. West Ham are going to give her the easy route out. But the other rumour is that Potter is effectively going to be, I guess it's almost like a sacrificial lamb. And this is not too dissimilar to like the Man United tactics before, where things were really bad against the owners and they go and make a big signing to try and appease them. And this is a similar sort of tactic. The trouble is that I've absolutely no faith in the ownership that they're going to bring somebody in, because they've already shown they can't.
Who do you think they would go for? I know obviously who you've been linked with and stuff.
I see them going for someone like Nuno. I think that would be their first choice. I'm not 100% against it. I just don't think that it's a good appointment for where our club is right now, because we've just had, 3 very defensive-minded managers. Do we want to bring in a fourth? When one of the big issues that a lot of the fan base have is that they're just fucking bored. Do we want to bring in another manager that plays behind the ball? I know it's worked very well for Forest, and obviously it did work very well at the beginning for Moyes as well, so I'm not saying it can't be successful.
Forest
clearly
brought in a lot of players.
Exactly, and Forest transfer recruitment was very good. I'm not sure it works out if Nuno comes in. Jose Mourinho, absolutely no. I cannot believe for 1 minute there is a West Ham fan with any brain cell that thinks that Mourinho coming in would be a good idea.
I hope he does.
The only thing you'd get is you get entertainment because of him. You wouldn't get entertainment on the pitch, you'd get entertainment for him.
He must have like a bingo card of all the clubs he's been to.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he ends up at Rangers, to be honest, because that's like
They are awful.
They've not been good at all. So yeah, there's rumours on that. I just don't. It doesn't solve the problem. There's so many other issues at board level with Sullivan and whatnot. The other issue is the keeper, Hermansen. I saw a stat actually. Let me just see if I can pull it up quickly. I screenshotted it while Shearer and Lee were doing their video. Screenshots.
Get Fabianski back in.
I don't. We've brought him back in.
Why?
Because Wes Foderingham wanted to go. He was our third choice keeper, and so we wanted a third choice keeper.
What, he just wanted to be unemployed?
No, he's gone to Cyprus.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he fancied holiday, I think. I can't find the where's my downloads? Oh, here we go. So West Ham's first 4 league games. This isn't including the 3 goals that we conceded against Wolves in the Cup. 11 goals conceded, which is the most in the league. 8 of those goals have been from headers. 6 of those goals have come from corners. We are honestly so bad. I mean, I'm just going to show you a picture. Obviously, it's not on the camera. Spot the goalkeeper. Can you see him?
Yeah, in front of the Spurs.
All 5'2" of him. And obviously Pape Sarr at the back post there, completely unmarked for his goal. Good header, don't get me wrong, but not a single person marking. 1, 2, 3, 4 players not marking anybody.
Stood
at the front post. And Hermansen, honestly, has absolutely no presence.
Do you do zonal marking?
Clearly.
I never understand the point in zonal marking.
I just don't get it. I mean, Hermansen has absolutely no presence at all in the goal. He's a small goalkeeper. His shot stopping is questionable at times as well, but he has no presence. Like, he can't come and claim a corner. Every time the ball comes anywhere near his 6-yard box, he doesn't come out, and any good goalkeeper at this level has to command his box. And I feel like a little bit like what you were talking about with the goalkeeper situation, where the defenders are very hesitant about it. We've got the same problem, and I feel like I know you joke about Fabianski in goal. I would be 100% for that, because he's an experienced goalkeeper. He can command his box.
Do you think Areola's done then?
Under Potter, yes. I don't think Potter likes him at all. I mean, how do you not put Areola back in when you're watching this?
Probably because it must be a Potter signing.
100% it is. The only good thing is that we only spent about 15 million on him. And the other 3 million, I think, is in some kind of European related clause, so that we ain't gonna be triggering that anytime soon. So that's fine. That's the only upside, is that we've not spent in the grand scheme of things, a huge amount of money on him. And maybe he comes good sometime, but it's certainly not now. He needs to get out the firing line. So yeah, the end result of all of this is that we're 4 games in, we're back into relegation zone. All of the good, mild positivity, I guess you could say, after that Forest game has been completely destroyed, because it's another game where as soon as we go 1 goal down, the heads drop. And we are just... I mean, very much like the Chelsea game. Spurs probably should have been 1 up in that first half, because that goal that was disallowed was incredibly soft.
Yeah.
And when Spurs got to 3-0, to say they went into cruise mode is an understatement. I mean, the radio when I was listening to the game on the way home, because I thought I might as well just put it on just to see what the commentators and whatnot were saying. The commentators were bored. You could tell in their voice they were literally they sighed and groaned when 5 minutes of added on time was announced. Even they went, there's 5 more minutes. Well, there's 5 more minutes. The fans don't seem... But obviously there was no fans left.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that Potter didn't get that booed at the end wasn't because the West Ham fans hated him. It's because they'd all gone. So it was Spurs being generous and going into don't get injured mode that kept it at 3. I don't see how Potter survives this at the moment. What about you?
Not the way things are going. How many more do you think he's got in him?
I think if he loses... There has been rumours that he goes before the Palace game this weekend. I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think he'll go before.
I think he'll stay for the Palace game, but I think Palace at home as well. So it's another home game, another London derby. Palace are obviously in a bit of a weird moment at the moment where they're kind of adjusting to life without Eze.
And Sarr at the moment.
Yeah, and they drew at the weekend with Sunderland. So if Palace turn up and really turn us over again, and when we kind of bend over and take it out the arse, I think he goes. I think he goes next week. But the trouble is that I even if we somehow turn over Palace and play well, I don't see it being anything other than a flash in the pan. This isn't
like the Forest game.
Exactly that. I don't see this suddenly. I don't see him suddenly turning a corner, finding a winning formula, and going, right, that's the blueprint that we're going to go with, and everything's going to be fine. So I think the writing is on the wall. He is a dead man walking. It's a case of when, not if. There is protests planned at the Palace game. Massive protests that's going to be planned. There's rumours of anything up to 20,000 fans who are going to be gathering for it to be protesting against the board. Depending on how that goes and what happens, there is also the next home game after that is Brentford, and there's talk of a boycott. How many fans actually do it, I have no idea. But yeah, there's a lot of very... I call them old school football fans, the ones who make all the noise and kind of like go up for the whole, get lagered up before the game. They're really hardcore fans that will make all the noise. So many of them are walking away from West Ham at the moment. And you can see it in the seats. Even at after half time, I'm thinking to myself, they'll come back in their seats in a minute. And they didn't. Like, nobody came back from their seats. I don't know if it's because they were still having a pint and then they saw we went 1-0 down like 2 minutes in the second half and thought, fuck this, we're just going to stay out here, have a drink and go home. But it's a really, really bad situation at the moment for West Ham, and I don't know what the cure is. I honestly don't. I stick to my guns, and despite Shearer winding me up on the fucking daily about it, relieving Moyes and releasing Moyes into his contract was the right thing to do. It was going south very, very quickly at that moment. We've won this calendar year. We've won 5 games in total under Potter, 3 of which came against relegated opposition, I believe. Only 2 home wins in this calendar year.
How many has David Moyes won in this calendar year?
I don't care about David Moyes. two.
We've won 4.
Yeah, it's simply not good enough, and ultimately it's relegation form. At the moment we are going to get relegated if things don't change. I'm fairly confident of that. I'm looking at some of those other teams. I know promoted teams can sometimes have a bit of a up and down at this time of the season before they kind of level out. But
Sunderland are dark horses.
Sunderland are doing okay. Leeds have shown signs of life. I know they lost at the weekend, but they've shown some signs of life.
Have you seen the own goal?
No, I haven't. Is this the guy you had an FPL?
Yeah, mate. They take a corner. It goes over the Leeds. The Fulham attacker's head. He's not even looking at the ball. It like hits him in the corner of the head. Goes top corner. He's like past the 6-yard box. Honestly, I've never seen anything like it.
I love that. That's the most passion I've seen out of him tonight. We've been speaking about Man United, and that's the most passionate is about his FPL team. That tells you all you need to know about the state of our 2 teams.
The worst thing was I saw a tweet come through saying that he'd scored. I was like, fucking get in there. And then some cunt said own goal. I was like, oh.
Oh dear. Anyway, that's kind of where West Ham are at the moment. I don't really know what else to add
The
to
thing is,
that.
even if you get another manager in, I think you've got a pretty bang average squad.
It's. I would agree. I think it's better than what we're currently seeing. There's definitely quality in there. Excuse me, but I agree. You know, it's not a squad that's going to suddenly start, knocking on the door for Europa League or anything silly like that. But it's certainly not a relegation fodder team, in my opinion. The trouble is that what we're seeing is all these players playing well beneath their level. The only one that is still giving his all is Bowen.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for him because he is.
He could be it better.
He could. He
could
absolutely
be playing
could.
European football.
We are very fortunate that he's effectively married into the club.
Yeah.
But at some point, even that loyalty is going to run out. Like, if things
How
don't
old is he?
change, 27, 28 maybe. So if he was to go now, he's got to move left in him
it's gonna
now.
be soon,
But he's got to do
yeah,
it sooner rather than later.
yeah.
So from our point of view,
With the World Cup coming up,
the trouble is he's still in the England squad. But as we saw in the last two games,
he doesn't really get in.
He's
there,
not.
does
He's
he?
not. He doesn't.
When you've got Saka and Palmer and
When everybody's fit, obviously
he's probably like
Saka,
fourth choice. Right
Saka
winger.
will always play on that right hand side. Palmer depends on where Tuchel wants to play him. If he plays him off the right, then that's another player ahead of him.
Madueke.
I think Bowen's better than Madueke. Don't get me wrong, Madueke played all right in those two games.
Yeah,
but
I think
look at the opposition we were playing.
Without watching any games, I prefer Bowen, but I think on form, Madueke's in better form.
Has he done much for Arsenal so far? Has he scored?
Well, I don't know. He was good for England.
He was good for England. I'll give him his due. He was good for England. But I mean, look, it's kind of irrelevant. I suppose in a way, from a West Ham fan's point of view, the last thing we want him doing is playing for England and being really, really good, because then that increases the likelihood of him leaving. So long may it continue that he does fuck all for England at the moment. So yeah, I don't really know what the future holds for West Ham at the moment. It's going to be continually depressing, I suspect, for the next short while. Like you, I'm kind of just going week by week at the moment, hoping that something changes and something
Are you still in the
improves.
cup?
No, we got beat by Wolves.
Well, at least we both got nice rest this week.
Yeah, well,
I remember that game. No.
well, I mean, it's Champions League this week anyway, isn't it?
And League Cup tomorrow.
Is it League Cup this week as well? Oh yeah, because the Champions League teams don't go into the following round and whatnot. Yeah. So yeah, we'll get another week off, but then we'll be back here next Monday, probably having the same fucking conversations.
Well, I won't, so I've got a nice week off.
Yeah, next week Dan and Shearer and Lee are doing all the videos next week. I'm just going to sit in a corner and cry. So anyway, right, that's going to do us for this week's rant videos from Dan and myself. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about the state of both this club and obviously on the other videos as well. Let us know what you think. We've got our predictions video to come. We are looking at doing another extra video as well. I'm not going to say what it is, just in case it goes wrong and then we don't use it. So I'm not going to say anything for now. And of course, LMA is still coming out each week as well. So make sure you go and check that out. And we'll see you all very soon. Thanks very much.
See you later.